northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is WNEP TV 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Harch, Jack Ruland in Skycam 16, meteorologist Tom Clark with his backyard forecast, and Tim Carlson Sports. This is Newswatch 16.
Good evening. 35 years of hard work have fallen victim to foreign imports.
Tonight, a well-known blouse factory in Wilkes-Barre is out of business. Newswatch 16's Mark Davis was there today as the remaining 70 workers got word that Stelmar Manufacturing is no more.
The men and women who worked at Stelmar Manufacturing knew it was coming. The closing did not come as a surprise. The employees had only been working off and on since last December. They'd also heard the building had been sold. It has. For some of the women, like Florence Pavlovsky of Wilkes-Barre, this is the only job they've ever had. Florence worked here 32 years.
A lot of experience, but I really don't even know if I want to sew again because there's no future. You know, there's no future at all in this industry no more.
A few, like 66-year-old Clifford Coolbaugh of Pittston, had been here since the beginning. Coolbaugh started when the company started in 1951, but he took it in stride.
I figure it's time to enjoy life the rest of the time I have left.
Others with families are worried what happens next. John Hugan of Wilkes-Barre had been laid off since November.
Get a little bit of work here, a little bit of work there. You're on unemployment and so on and so forth. What are you supposed to do? I got 4 kids. But then again, who cares?
The employees' entrance here at Stelmar Manufacturing has been locked for the last time, and with it, a lot of memories locked up inside. As one gentleman put it, even if he is lucky enough to find another job, he'll have to start all over again. Start from the bottom up. Mark Davis, Newswatch 16, Wilkes-Barre.
More jobs than those lost today in Wilkes-Barre might be coming to Williamsport. Newswatch 16's Dan Fiorucci reports things look good for a proposed retail food store and 100 jobs to come early next year.
I think it's great. It'll bring more business into Williamsport, and it'll help out people that need jobs.
Business people here are very pleased. Word is that a developer wants to build a 40,000 square foot food store at the site of this skating rink in downtown Williamsport. The store would employ 100 people.
I think it's a great idea. A lot of traffic to this area, the downtown area.
It's one more positive step towards the revitalization of downtown and for the future of the city.
City officials who just recently received encouraging news about redevelopment of another downtown area, the Higgins property, say their highly publicized effort to revitalize the city is paying off.
Oh, there's no question about that. You know, each new development down here will breed more development.
The City Council is expected to vote on final approval of the expansion of this skating rink into a food store twice as big. That approval could come within the next few weeks. And if it does, then by early next year, there may be a $3.5 million food store employing 100 people in this very spot. Dan Fiorucci, Newswatch 16, Williamsport.
In our special Action 16 series, Water Better by the Bottle, all this week, Jerry Gartenberg has shown us what was in samples of bottled water we purchased and then sent for testing. In tonight's final report, we look at the way the state regulates the bottled water industry. Jerry?
Right, Nolan, but first an update on Springhouse water. Now, you may remember earlier this week I reported finding trace levels of chloroform, a suspected cancer causer, in 1 out of 2 Springhouse samples we had tested. Well, new tests run by the company's lab have now found chloroform in both samples. The State Department of Environmental Resources says, however, that the levels are below state limits and that Springhouse water meets government standards. But those government standards are almost 60 years old. Under a 1929 law, bottled water companies are required to have their water checked by a DER-approved lab, with the results submitted to the DER. Right now, the law requires weekly sampling for bacteria, but only yearly testing for chemicals. At this point, none of the organic chemicals commonly found in groundwater is on the test list. If bottled water contains chemicals above state limits, it can still be sold, but customers have to be notified. Both state and industry officials say despite the limited required testing, bottled water is a safe product.
How does the public know? They have to take our word for it. And they have to, DER says it's good.
We believe that bottled water is a a product of an industry that has policed itself very well, that has upgraded its testing procedures to protect the public health and safety.
The state requirements for bottled water testing are about to be expanded. Starting next month, the state DER will require testing under the 1929 law, plus new yearly tests for 7 organic chemicals. But at least one expert's still concerned. Jackie Warren is a New York environmental lawyer who's been named to the EPA's Safe Drinking Water Advisory Committee. She says the new Pennsylvania standards won't go far enough.
Even so, even the small list of organics that will be covered in June doesn't include many of the industrial chemicals which have been showing up repeatedly in groundwater around the country.
And which could appear in the bottled water that you drink?
Easily. So I think there's a common assumption, because it's in a bottle in the store with a name on it that sounds like it's healthy and pure, that it is therefore healthy and pure, and it's really not a good assumption to make.
But get this, folks. The DER says its records show last year dozens of tap water sources had trouble meeting state standards for water quality, but not one bottled water source failed the DER's tests. So we are left with the question we started with on Monday. Is it better by the bottle? And that depends on the tap and bottled water you drink. Now, you might want to contact the bottled water companies for test results and the DER. DER is listed in the blue pages of the phone book under state government. Or you can do what we did. Have your water tested by a lab. It could cost you a couple of $100s. Then compare the results and you'll decide which one you'd rather drink, bottled or the tap.
Very informative series. Thank you, Jerry.
Thanks, Jerry. Good.
The state is praising a coal company in Luzerne County for reclaiming an old strip mine pit without using taxpayers' money. The Secretary of DER toured the Pagnotti Mine Company's strip mine operation here in Jeansville today. By law, coal companies have to reclaim land once they mine it, and Pagnotti is doing that. But there's an old abandoned strip mine pit here that Pagnotti is filling in and seeding, and the company is using its own money, even though it doesn't have to. Officials say it's the first time in our state that a coal company is not using state money for such a thing. Pagnotti says it's just being a good neighbor.
Then it looks nice now since they filled everything in and straightened it out.
What about the idea of not using taxpayers' money for this?
That's a good idea. That's real good.
Because Pagnotti is not asking the state to pay for reclaiming the pit, it's saving taxpayers in the state about $800,000.
Newswatch 16 continues with a welcome home for our Vietnam veterans.
It's long overdue and well-deserved. We'll tell you about preparations in Schuylkill County next.
When you're looking at lawn and garden equipment, you've got to start where Simplicity does, at the bottom. Simplicity machines have tough, solid steel frames, not tubular, heavy-duty wheel bearings, and a rugged transmission. And they all have a pivoting front axle with an axle-mounted mower that floats up and down and pivots to match perfectly the contours of your lawn. Listen, anyone can give you a fancy paint job. Just remember where the work gets done. For real quality where it counts, there's no substitute for Simplicity.
Cadillac is #1 in owner loyalty. Even with increased competition and changing attitudes, Cadillac has more loyal owners than any other car sold in the U.S., foreign or domestic. 57% of Cadillac owners repurchased a new Cadillac at trade-in time because of outstanding engineering, contemporary styling, and quality, because of performance and lower depreciation. Find out what Cadillac owners already know. See your Cadillac Super Network dealers today.
Thousands are expected in Pottsville this weekend to welcome home our Vietnam veterans. It's an hour that, or an honor we should say, that many say is long overdue and well-deserved. And of course, the wall is a half-scale replica that is, the wall is, of the Vietnam Memorial in Washington. It contains the names of 68,479 Americans killed in Southeast Asia. And it's here for a week-long welcome home to Vietnam veterans 13 years after the U.S. signed the Paris Peace Agreement ending our involvement in Vietnam. This wall is a traveling reminder of the way that divided our nation. A California Vietnam vet building the moving wall after seeing the real one in Washington.
About the first thing I ever ran into that made me feel good in 15 years, and so I wanted to share that with guys that couldn't get to Washington.
Many who go to Pottsville will see the name of a son or brother killed in Vietnam. Newswatch 16's Bob Costantini reports the names on the wall include 37 men from Schuylkill County.
Harold Kissinger, an Army radio operator from Pottsville. The newspaper clipping is faded, but Emma Kissinger remembers well the day in 1968 she learned her son was killed. She's still bitter that he was sent to fight an unpopular war.
Good boys, not only my son, but they had to take other good boys. The ones that's out in the street looking for fights, they wouldn't take them.
On panel 37E, you'll find the name of Leonard Demko. Raised in this Pottsville house, his brother Edward still keeps his Marine Corps picture on the wall. A pilot, Leonard Demko had been shot down twice in Southeast Asia when he volunteered to go back, even though he only had a month left to serve.
Did you try and talk him out of going back?
No.
No? Do you wish you had?
I don't believe it would have done any good. He had his mind made up that he wants to go back because...
Demko was shot down and killed shortly after returning to Vietnam.
He said he was...
The wall officially opens to the public tonight. Tomorrow, there'll be a huge welcome home parade for Vietnam veterans in downtown Pottsville. WNEP will carry the parade live starting at 12:30. Bob Costantini, Newswatch 16, near Pottsville.
And Nolan and I will be at that parade tomorrow, so looking ahead to some good weather, hopefully.
I won't let you down.
Okay.
Can you imagine a day better than today?
None.
I think it's going to happen this weekend. Absolutely. When we come back, I'll tell you how cold it's going to get tonight. But now I'll say that you're watching Newswatch 16 on WNEP. And we're proud to serve Norwegian Township and all of Schuylkill County.
Hey, you use Top Job.
Sure, for my tough cleaning.
Like?
The range. It gets splattered with greasy dirt.
But greasy dirt gets on walls.
Sure.
Cabinets.
Of course.
Appliances.
Hey.
Practically all over.
You bet.
Even...
No wax floors.
Right. On the toughest baked-on greasy dirt, Top Job outcleans ammonia and leading lemon cleaners.
Since Top Job cleans so much, so well, I'd call it Top Jobs.
Hey, do you cook?
More treasure than ever before at Bartikowski's 10th annual estate jewelry sale. Over $1 million in previously owned estate pieces, including a major sample from the internationally famous Derlin collection of Art Deco and antique jewelry. Bartikowski puts it all on sale at a fraction of its appraised value. Bartikowski's estate sale is the only sale of its kind and of its magnitude in the entire Northeast region. Bartikowski's 10th annual estate jewelry sale, now through Saturday, May 10th. Come early for best selection.
In Washington, D.C., it was quite a warm-up for the Williamsport Area High School Band today. Late this afternoon, the student musicians performed on the steps of our nation's Capitol building. The 45-minute concert featured both the symphonic and the wind ensemble bands from Williamsport area. Tomorrow, it's the real thing for these area students playing in the Mid-Atlantic Concert Competition in Reston, Virginia. Good luck to the millionaire musicians.
They sound good.
The weather looked good.
Luck. Well, how about it, Tom? Is it going to rain in Washington?
No. No, hardly any rain in sight for them and for us as well over the weekend. Now, it may look like it's snowing in the backyard as you sit at home. It's because we have a tree over here that's shedding seeds, and they've been blowing around all afternoon. A perfect evening, blue sky overhead, very comfortable temperatures, and I had a very enjoyable visit this afternoon with the students and staff of the Garrison Elementary School in Chick-Shinny. And it began with a parade through town of all the students showing off their fancy umbrellas. And there I was on the fire truck leading the way. And once inside the school, I spoke from a homemade backyard weather set designed by the students. It was kind of unique, and there was plenty of enthusiasm in the crowd. He knew, he watches Channel 16, and I want to say thanks to Laurie Sorber and everyone there who made my visit extra special, and one that I'll never forget. I had a great time. The weather was delightful this afternoon. As it is now, my weather watcher up there in Lakeville, Wayne County, Carrie Hatton, reports 68 degrees, and Rosemary Hauser in Ringtown, Schuylkill County, reports 69 under a blue sky, and Karen Wolf in Lock Haven checks in with 68, a clear blue sky there as well. In our backyard, 65 degrees now, humidity 30%. The wind is from the northeast at 4, and the barometer is holding steady at 30.17. High temperature in our backyard, 67 degrees today. That is normal for the date. 45 this morning, 90 back in 1979, and a year ago today, the high 73 degrees, and it was clear as well. And a view today of a dry and dusty field.
in Northumberland County. Some of those cumulus clouds as well. What a day. Thanks to a Canadian high-pressure system that's building down out of Canada, you can see the clear sky over much of northeastern, well, the northeastern U.S. for that matter. Some thunder showers down over Florida and a big storm. Take a look at this swirl of clouds out in the Midwest. That storm is not going to go very far over the next couple of days as the jet stream pattern will continue to steer cool air down out of Canada. And that will keep us under blue sky most of the weekend. A cold front may drop down from the north on Sunday, but don't worry, Mom, it's not going to bring any rain. At most, just a few scattered clouds here and there, but just a great weekend shaping up, and it looks dry through Monday and Tuesday, so you may want to think about watering the garden lightly over the next couple of days. And you may want to think about their health overnight tonight. Some of the plants, you may want to cover them up. There will be some scattered frost, I think, towards dawn as temperatures drop down into the mid-30s in Canton, 37 in Honesdale, Chick-Shinny, 39 for the low tomorrow morning. Walnutport, 41. A little farther north in Weatherly, the Friendship Club heading down to Myrtle Beach this next week. They'll have fine weather down there. And in Spurwink, Juniata County, 39 will be your low tomorrow morning. Here's the sunrise time for tomorrow. 5:51 for that. 8:10 is the sunset. Overnight tonight, clear, light winds, and 38, 70 tomorrow. A clear sky, hardly a cloud, even a little bit better than today in temperatures. High near 70, 68 on Sunday, partly cloudy, and just comfortable as can be right through Monday and Tuesday.
Now, partly cloudy also means partly sunny, right?
Yeah,
mostly sunny. Partly cloudy, mostly sunny.
Okay, that's better. Okay, see you in the update, Tom. Tim Carlson is next with the Sports Watch, and Tim is live from the Scranton Country Club, which is the site of a big charity golf tournament.
Plus the story on a rare form of softball still played in this area.
You want a mower that's going to last. That's why Gilson built this sturdy rear-engine rider. It's got a heavy-duty channel frame, not a tube frame. You get an 8 or 11 horsepower industrial commercial engine, standard. It's quiet, smooth, and dependable. And mow? Gilson mows circles around the competition.
For special savings, see your local Gilson dealer. Call Lawn and Golf Supply 800-362-5662.
Since it was a perfect day for golfing, we sent Tim out to the golf course. Are you going to work for a change, Tim?
Oh, thanks a lot. Well, I'll tell you the truth, I guess this is work when you're standing out in the beautiful sunshine and enjoying some great golfers playing some great golf. And we've seen some gentlemen here this afternoon that really know what they're doing. Where are we? We're at the Scranton Country Club, and there's a big benefit golf tournament just about wrapping up now for the benefit of Lordsmont Youth and Family Services and Good Shepherd. And it is just a great organization. We'll be hearing from one of the folks that's involved with that in just a second. But first, I want to show you a couple of men who really knew how to conquer this golf course out here where the weather was great. Look at this one gentleman here on tee number 10. He's going to drive one way down the fairway, and he's got himself in good position for the par 4. And then later on at 18, want to see a great putt? Look at this one. This is the way to finish out a golf tournament. Is it going to go? Yes, right in there. That was a super putt. And our congratulations to those gentlemen on the great shots. Now, with us, Rosemary Gallagher. She is a representative of Lordsmont. And Rosemary, thanks for being with us. And why don't you just tell us a little bit about Lordsmont and what they do?
Well, Lordsmont is operated by the Sisters of the Good Shepherd, and we've been serving this community for 97 years. Presently, we have between 200 and 250 teenage boys and girls on an annual basis, and they are enrolled in 14 locations. So at the facility, so we really do help them out there on people and help their families too.
All right, thank you very much, and we appreciate you having us here today. All right, a lot of people do play golf this time of the year, but even more play softball. And some of those play a different kind of game. Al the Oxenrider stopped by last night to see a different way of playing softball.
Come on, Robbie. Come on, Robbie.
Fast pitch softball is a dying sport, a lost art, especially in this area where there's only one league left, the Wilkes-Barre Recreation League, and these guys are quick to support what they think is a superior brand of softball.
Quicker game, it's more exciting. It's a lot harder to hit the pitching. You got to be pretty well into baseball to play the fast pitch.
In this game, you can expect to see pitches as fast as 90 miles an hour, which is enough to make anybody look bad. Looking bad, according to some. That's why a lot of people shy away from fast-pitch softball.
What's so good about fast pitch?
Well, it's a great game. That's always better than that girls' game, that slow pitch.
Everybody can hit the ball in slow pitch. Fast pitch takes a little time, devotion, initiative, and the young people today don't want to go through it.
People really don't know that this league is available. It's not publicized at all. You know, the papers don't give us anything. We don't have enough people or time to devote to bring young people in to get the game off on the road. You know, it's not too easy.
Fast pitch provides a challenging and fun sport for the players, but the fans will tell you that it's even more exciting to watch.
There's a lot of good players in all the teams. You know, there's not just one good team. There's a lot of good competition. In the soft pitch they play, the slow pitch, there's not.
This is a sport with a lot of history, and if the players in this league have their way, it'll be a sport with an expanding future. Albie Oxenrider, Sports Watch 16, Wilkes-Barre.
I think I'll stick to golf right now or slow pitch. I'm getting a little too old to play a game like that, but it sure is nice to see the guys playing like the old days. And speaking of softball, the women's softball team of Bloomsburg University, I understand, won a couple of games today, and they will get into the finals of the East Regionals, and should they win that, of course, they'll go on to the Final Four. So our congratulations to the Huskies, who are having a fantastic season right now. I do believe their record is something like 39-5 or 39-3, something like that. So good luck to them. We appreciate you having us here today, all the folks here at the Scranton Country Club and the folks from Lordsmont. We'll be looking forward to telling you more about the benefit golf tournament tonight on the update, and of course we'll have all the baseball highlights and more. So Karen and Nolan, thanks for having us with you, and we'll catch you a little later.